become the first nation to host the Men's World Cup. So what does that achievement mean to Mexico beyond football itself?
Well, it's a great opportunity for Mexico to portray not only what football means to Mexico and to Mexicans, that it's a huge part of our culture. Afterwards, if you allow me, I will show you an exhibition that we have outside, where we depict the history of Mexico with ball games. And we have something that was called Juego de Pelota since ancient civilizations. And it's amazing what they did with that. And you will be able to see that actually we just opened this exhibition last Friday. And it will also give us the possibility of presenting what Mexico is, with our richness in culture, our richness in the every sense of society. We're a vibrant society with a very, very strong economic powerhouse, and with very much interested of expanding our relations with every country and to increase the relationship people to people.
All right, moving on to the next question. How important is the 2026 World Cup for Mexico's international image, especially as modern tourism, investment and cultural destination?
Well, Mexico is already one in 2025, if I remember correctly, is what was the sixth most visited country in the world. Mm-hmm. And this means that the attraction of our culture, and you mean by culture all our tradition, our pre-Hispanic tradition, our colonial traditions, our then modern Mexico, yeah, that you can see it in many, many cities across the whole country. Our richness in also in gastronomy, that it's very, very famous. I think that many Malaysians would like to taste our food. We have very important linkages with that. For example, chilies were originally from Mexico, so you have something every day in your food that can remember you of Mexico. So to make much more the people aware of what are the linkages that we have. So this is a great opportunity, and also we are the country in the Americas with the most UNESCO heritage sites. And this is also very important because it's a commitment of Mexico to upholding these important places for not only for Mexico but for the whole world. And this gives us also an opportunity to present them once again to the world and to create these linkages, because sometimes we might be too far away, but we're not so conscious of what there is in the other places. So this is a huge opportunity for that.
Fantastic. Okay, so what are the long-term economic impact does Mexico expect from co-hosting the World Cup alongside the United States and Canada?
Well, we are first of all considering that this World Cup is not only that event. It has to be something much more wider. And therefore we are creating a lot of activities and plans and actions to improve, for example, infrastructure. And this means airports, communications, transportation, and different facilities that are, on the one hand, very important for having a very sound World Cup. But on the other hand, there is a commitment from our government to make something that we call the Mundial Social, the social World Cup, no? And this is that every place in Mexico, even underserved quartiers, benefit from this World Cup. How? by making a lot of investment in the infrastructure, in the parks, in the creating team activities, creating possibilities to enhance cultural activities, everything related to the World Cup, but as something that everybody is involved and everybody is gaining something from this. So it means also the renovation of schools, or the renovation of parks, or the renovation of different infrastructure that people normally use. And this is totally outside from the scope that the World Cup normally would involve. No? So we are doing a lot in this sense to make it much more felt by the people and an inclusion of people.
Okay, Mexico has always been known for its football culture. How would you describe the passion and expectations among ordinary Mexicans ahead of the 2026?
Well, thank you very much. You precisely in your question, you are giving the answer. There's a passion for football since well, I told you, juego de pelota. This is a pre-Hispanic tradition. So yes, we have a very important league in Mexico with the very good teams, and there's always every Sunday you can see a football match, and all the families are gathered together to see this. So there is a real linkage of Mexicans with football, and this idea of having once again for the third time the World Cup creates also increased interest of young people particularly. I remember myself, I was 10 years old when the 1970 World Cup was held in Mexico, and it was on my birthday, the 21st of June 1970, that was the final between Italy and Brazil. And it was 4-1 the score. Brazil became at that time the third time the World Cup winner, and they earned the Jules Rimet Cup. So you can imagine. I'm telling you an experience of a 10-year-old that actually it was engraved in my mind for always. No? So this is the impact that brings really to people. The closeness to this fever of joy, no? and to see so many people coming from around the world, creating linkages, creating communication, making a vibrant spirit out of football, no? and showing that we can live in another way. We don't have to live in wars and other things. We can live really in peace, enjoying and creating very positive things for our youth.
How significant is the World Cup for strengthening regional cooperation between Mexico, the United States, and Canada, especially at the time when North America faces political tensions and economic crises?
Well, as a soft power, sports are always a way of creating also communications between countries. And even though we have tensions, we have also very much a common interest. And I think that the common interest will prevail because of a very strong integration that has been going on in the North America since the 1994 with the establishment of NAFTA, no? And afterwards followed by the USMCA. And we have a huge economic integration. We are the biggest trading partner from the US, and in both sense, in exports and imports. In the case of Mexico, and Canada is also the second or third. So there's a very important linkages. Our chains of value are very integrated. Many times, many producers go for from one place to another, even 8 times before finishing the product. So it's very important. And of course, we have a lot of collaboration in order to ensure also the security and the safety of these games. There's close collaboration for different aspects of in migration issues, in security issues, in health issues. Now, of course, there are concerns in the world because of different possibilities after what happened with the pandemic, with COVID, no? And with the emerging challenges in different parts of the world. So this is very important to have a communication. So there's a lot of collaboration for that purposes, and there's a very, very strong commitment to create an atmosphere of positive reception of the teams and of the visitors that we expect to be something that will appear in the World Guinness in the World Guinness.
Okay, so having said that, let's talk about sustainability, which has become a major issue around global sporting events. What measures is Mexico taking to ensure the World Cup leaves a positive environmental legacy?
Yeah, actually, there are a lot of initiatives in this regard. Just let me remind myself. Well, there are, on the one hand, the modernization of public transportation, to try to go to cleaner ways of transportation, with electric mobility, bus rapid transit system. Then there's sustainable stadium upgrades in order to make them reduce the environmental cost, energy efficient. Waste management programs, waste recycling, and also there's a very, very important projects for regeneration of urban areas in order to benefit precisely from the presence of the World Cup in order to enhance the sustainability. No? There are also water management initiatives in order to try to make a responsible use of water, enhance the rainwater capture, and also in issues related to sanitation infrastructure. No? And one of the things that we also like to promote, and now it's even stronger, is the sustainable tourism, in order to try to make out the best of it, not to have tourism that plunders, and we think that the societies and the tourists in the world have changed also their conception of and they know that they have a responsibility. So this is much easier, and this is also being enhanced. And of course, there's a coordination and the cooperation with our two other countries, Canada and the US, to make a reduction of emissions, and also to try to find best practices for environmental sustainability.
Malaysia and Mexico may geographically be distant, but both are passionate football nations. Do you see opportunities for a stronger cultural or sporting ties between the two countries through the World Cup?
Absolutely. I think that first of all, this will raise once again the visibility of our country and of our great culture, our great values. And I think that many Malaysians, particularly young ones that have not been much more in contact with Mexico, will be surprised to see a lot of reflection of themselves, because we share a lot of similarities. We are a very diverse country. We are also multiracial. We have a huge diversity in biodiversity that is very similar to Malaysia. And we have a fantastic gastronomy that's very close to Malaysia. So I think that it would be a great place for makan. and I think yes, that we hope that this window of opportunity creates this interest of nearing our societies. Precisely the exhibition that we just started last Friday is precisely trying to bring this to Malaysia, to enhance the knowledge of what the football means to Mexico since pre-Hispanic area, what we have been, well, we said we were the host for the 1970, 1986, and now the 226 Men's World Cup. But we were also host in 1971 of the Women's World Cup. Actually, at that time, it was not recognized by FIFA, but it was still an international World Cup that was very, very demanded. We had more than 100,000 spectators in the final match. That was actually between Denmark and Mexico. And this also encouraged the sense of football as an inclusion, and this from a gender perspective. So once again, on the legacy of what these World Cups can bring is precisely also inclusion and expanding borders. So yes, we hope that this will encourage much more the visit of Malaysians to Mexico, and of course also that Mexicans know much more about Malaysia. You have this motto of Malaysia Truly Asia 2026 that I remember I fall in love with Malaysia by the beginning of the 2000s when you started with this promotion, and all the sceneries that you presented at that time, it created always for me a longing to come sometime to Malaysia, and I was really very lucky to be then appointed here as ambassador.
Yeah, you basically just said that touching the next question is, what do visitors misunderstand most about Mexico? Because Malaysians are not very familiar to Mexico because most of us have never been there, right? So how can the World Cup change these perceptions?
Well, precisely, I think it's a window of opportunity to showcase what Mexico really is, because usually we just read news, and news very often concentrate in negative aspects. And of course, every country has negative aspects, but I think that the positive aspects are much bigger than that, and much greater. And a proof of it is that we receive almost 50 million visitors in 2025. And to receive 50 million people as visitors means that there's something good, And we are striving precisely through the World Cup to go up in the ladder of most visited countries, because this is a huge opportunity to showcase what your country is. And the distance between Mexico and Malaysia, we're in the antipodes, but still I think that we can be very close in culture, in customs, in values. We also value a lot of families. We give a lot of value to religion. So there are so many similarities, and you would be surprised and Malaysians would be surprised how close we are, even though we are so far. And also, to give you an interesting background, you know that Mexico, when it was during the colony times, it was joined to Southeast Asia through a small boat that was called the Now of China. And this small boat created a huge trade between Mexico and all Southeast Asia. And it came to Philippines, and then furthermore to other countries in Southeast Asia. And among the things that were traded at that time was Mexican silver. And the Mexican 8 pesos reales was one of the first global coins to be accepted, and it was in circulation. We are speaking of 200, 300 years ago, and we were linked. And now, of course, with the communications, we are much faster. The easiest way, the closest way to go to Mexico, you can fly either to China or to Japan or to Korea, and then direct flights to Mexico. All in all, it will take 20 hours. It's when you consider that at that time they were taking 6 months or more, actually it's nothing. No? And really to live a reality, I think it's worthwhile.
All right. There are concerns globally about whether mega sporting events truly leave lasting benefits. What would define success for Mexico after the World Cup ends?
Well, as I told you, there's this commitment for the Mundial Social, that is to make a much more greater the impact of the World Cup, and to have a long-lasting effect in society. And this is being done, well, since we were selected to be the part of this World Cup. There has been all this planning, and then of course now this enhancement of the areas, the sporting areas of schools, of bringing together different groups of society, and once again even the most underprivileged parts, to have something out of the World Cup, and something that can stay there for forever. No? So this has an impact in, once again, infrastructure, an impact in sustainability and the environment, and impact also benefiting through sports and through teams, an integration that helps for the unity of society. So actually we think that we are in the very right track, and we are making a lot of effort, that the World Cup is not something of elites. It's something that really touches upon everybody, you know? And there will be a lot of places, lot of public halls where you will be able to watch the World Cup, but also to participate. I mean, we have been holding a lot of teams, matches between girls, boys, different groups through Mexico, in order to feel the passion of football. No? So I think that we are doing this very, very strongly.
So now, if you have one message for Malaysian football fans who are traveling to Mexico for the World Cup, what would it be?
I think it's a great opportunity for Malaysians to visit Mexico and to see something, a reality that you will be amazed. You will be able to see a society that will receive you with their open arms, open heart, and you'll live the experience of your life. Because Mexico is vibrant, Mexico is music, Mexico is passion, Mexico is all the positive things that you can imagine. You will receive it, and if you love food, you will have great experience with food. If you love nature, you will have great experience with nature. If you love culture, you will have great experience with culture. And if you love football, you'll have the World Cup. So most welcome, and hope to see you there.
Just now, I was interested when you said that you remember at the age of 10 when you watched World Cup in Mexico. Is that your earliest memory of the World Cup? I mean, can you share with me some of your most memorable World Cup that you remember watching on television with your family, or even in Mexico itself?
Well, of course, the games where Mexico played, not only in the World Cup in 1970, also in 1986. I remember very well the goals of Pelé, Edson Arantes do Nascimento. That was the star at that time. I remember, and this was when I was 10 years old, I remember Gigi Riva the Italian team. No? Then there was also great figures of football. I think it would be I don't remember precisely the names of many of them, but there was I think a Russian, or I don't know if I'm missing the World Cup, but there was a goalkeeper that was extremely famous. Almost nobody could put a goal with him, no? And yes, also we have great final in '86 with Maradona, and well, to see the stadiums, how they reacted, how they push it, it's an incredible experience, and something that you will never forget. And this is once again a message for the Malaysians. If you want also your kids to have a great passion, you should take them once at least to one of these World Cups, and these are amazing. And something that it's also worthwhile, really, it should be in Mexico, because we have not only the tradition of and love for football, but really a huge passion. I don't know if you know that in Mexico was invented the famous wave.
Oh, I have the Mexico wave, obviously.
Yes. So once again, this is something that brings together people. We act collectively in this wave, and it creates memories that are engraved forever.